It also has the potential to grow the numbers of students studying geography, and it's been interesting to note that the gradual steady decline in the number of students studying geography in years 11-12 has been arrested, and there is now signs that the number of students is actually increasing again, which is terrific. I've been doing some HSC lectures around New South Wales, and I think I've spoken to over 1,000 students, and that's well up on the numbers and the equivalent lectures in the last year's series. What is also very exciting is the new resources that are being developed to supplement and support the national curriculum. And we're seeing, and these resources will feature an integration of emerging technologies, and some of those are on display in the foyer today. And so it will give geographers something to do with those laptops that Kevin's dispatching to schools all across the country. I thought it was opportune to just briefly outline the range of activities that the GTA has provided in terms of professional development so far this year, because it provides an insight into the scope of our activities and our effort to provide value for money for those people who are members in those institutions and members of the association. As with every year, we started off with a HSC review held at St Ignatius College, and for the first time we held one in Newcastle as well. They were well attended, and people always appreciate the insights that the markers are able to give into the HSC examination process. We also then ran a series of skills workshops in Leichhardt, Dapto and Wallsend, and these proved very popular, especially with those teachers out there teaching geography without a geography background, and we know there are an increasing number of those. So it's always interesting to see the historians come to grips with the challenges of topographic mapping. We also, each year, recognise the achievements of the top 10 students in the HSC, and we also acknowledge the success of the teachers who teach those students, and that was a function of the Intercontinental Hotel earlier this year. We also conducted a forum on the National Geography curriculum. In fact, there have been 2 of these, and this is an important part of the consultative processes around the development of a framing paper or position paper by the key stakeholders in geography education, the GTA, the Royal Geographical Society of Queensland and the Australian Institute of Geographers. Those 3 organisations, of course, were instrumental in lobbying the previous government and this government to ensure that geography was included in the national curriculum agenda. And we followed that up by facilitating this development of a position paper entitled Towards the National Geography Curriculum for Australia. And if you haven't seen that paper, I suggest you do a Google and have a look at it, because it's a wonderful statement about the state of the discipline, both nationally and internationally, and it will help frame the development of the curriculum document. This is something unique to geography. None of the other disciplines have done it, and it's our way of being proactive in shaping the future of the discipline in schools. And it's interesting to hear some of the insights into the syllabus development process. It reminds me of chairing syllabus committees many years ago, the tensions and the debates taking place, especially within the history community, about the nature of history and what should be included and not included. We've also had a series of workshops engaging students in geography, years 7 to 10. These were held at the Taronga Park Zoo, perhaps in Newcastle and in Wollongong and Canberra, part of our outreach to that part of the state and to teachers in the ACT. We had a joint conference with the Economics Business Studies Association around leadership in schools, and that was well attended to, and that was held at St Angelo College in North Sydney. We've had a series of HSC lecture days in Wollongong, the Central Coast, Sydney and Newcastle, and our lectures alone attracted more than 450 students. We've had we're beginning a series of workshops around water as a resource, and Sue Field held one of those at Warragamba Dam as a site for field work, and there'll be more of those under the Water for Life initiative over the coming months. that brings us to where we are today. We've had one activity yesterday, which was using the technology available through the Conferencing Facilities Department of Education and Training. This was a joint initiative with the DET, looking at the origins of the continent from an Aboriginal perspective for students in remote schools. So you can see we're very conscious of the need to move out of Sydney, get out from that Sydney-centric focus and provide professional development and support opportunities across New South Wales. And next year we've got quite an ambitious program to service the needs of schools in regional New South Wales as well. That brings us today's conference entitled The Future Challenge for Australia. We've got a number of excellent presenters. Rob Randall, we're going to present a keynote on reconciliation in Australia. Malcolm McInerney, who I should officially welcome, the chairperson of the Australian Geography Teachers Association, is here today. And together with Lucy Sorensen, they will conduct a workshop on a presentation on the national curriculum to get you up to scratch in developments there. Professor Nicholas Klomp will talk about environmental sustainability, and Ed Sandtao on human rights later on in the day. In addition to that, there's workshops, of course. I hope that people find today an engaging and worthwhile program. And in conclusion, I would just like to thank all the members of the GTA Council for their contribution in organising today's program, especially Sue Field down the front here, who's done a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of organisation in recent days. Sarah Manasses, who had overall responsibility for the conference, gives her apologies that they had a death in the family and the funeral's on this morning. Unfortunately, I need to go back to Macquarie to give a lecture to 200 third-year students fresh back from their mid-year break, so I'll be absent for a couple of hours, but I hope to be back just after recess to participate in the rest of the day's activities. And my understanding is I'm running a workshop later on, so I'd better return. So thank you very much, and I hope you'll have a terrific day. Thanks, Sharon.